Good morning, YouTube. Louie here with the best silver gold deals of Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. Let's get rolling and see how our silver and gold are doing. They are up today. Gold leaving 2,400 in the dust and now at 2,417.70. And silver up as well at 29.31, up 11 cents. Gold silver ratio is still stuck at 82.5, a little higher than it should be, I think, and actually a lot higher than it should be, I think. 10-year yield is down a smidge to 4.23. Doesn't seem to want to go lower, although everyone is predicting rate cuts of 25, 50, or more in the very near future. So let's see what's going on in the currency market. Dollar down as well, 104.31, but seems to want to go lower. Okay, checking industrials here to see whether we'll get a tailwind from the industrial side for silver. Copper continuing its slide to 4.13. Commodities have broken down and appear to have lost their uptrend. I'm very concerned about that. Going to be watching that closely. Looks like recession is looming all around. So I don't know. I don't know if industrial metals are going to overcome the general perception that the economy is slowing, China is slowing, and I don't think India is slowing. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag here. But I really did expect commodities to bounce. Maybe this will be the day. When they do, Katie barred the door, but it has not happened yet, and it may not happen. Okay, in the economic calendars, today is Wednesday, and what do we have? Nothing much going on today. New home sales, I think, were a little light, but nothing much going on in the calendar today. Of course, in the stock market, we have a severe sell-off as a result to technology disappointing. Google and Tesla, both disappointing investors. The Magnificent Seven are now cracking, and we look like we've put in a top in the stock market, to me. Okay, GDP is tomorrow, and we'll have to see how that comes out, how they fake that report, or whether government spending continues to push GDP higher. I think it will be a disappointment. We also have initial jobless claims. Again, they fake those numbers regularly, but more people are out of work, and I would expect that we'll continue to see more people out of work. We also have durable goods orders tomorrow, but higher initial jobless claims or a disappointment in GDP could mean lower rates, lower dollar, and higher precious metals prices. And then, of course, we're winding up to the PCE report on Friday. As I've said many times, metals tend to rally, in my experience, into inflation reports. And inflation is probably going to tick a little bit lower here, at least for now, until we get our new government in place and they start spending again, which would create a double dip or a double rip in inflation. But for now, I would expect inflation to decline. And again, that should be good for metals. Okay, just my opinion. In the pre-markets, fear greed indicator is still at the high end of neutral. We've got the Dow down 158 in the futures, S&P down 41, NASDAQ down 231 on those tech disappointments. And if we see S&P crack below 5,500, I think this could get very ugly today. But if you hold precious metals, that may not affect you. Okay, in the deals, a lot of the deals are the same. Prices are a little bit higher. Let's just start off with the 1/10 Gold Eagle. You can get that at Liberty at 278 this morning. And moving on to the 1/4 ounce Gold Eagle, you can get that at bullion exchanges at 655 this morning. Do the 1/2 ounce Gold Eagle at Monument Metals 1,290.62. And the 1 ounce Gold Eagle at bullion exchanges 2,477. Of course, gold is cheapest on Costco and very cheap on eBay as well. The Buffalo is a pretty good price over at Liberty, 2,518, although you'll knock probably $75 to $100 off that if you're shopping Costco. And well, we could do the maple this morning. 1 ounce gold maple bullion exchanges 2,452, which is about $25 over spot. So gold premiums not very high this morning. Krugerrand will probably be your cheapest. Sovereign gold. Okay, moving on. I'm just going to move to silver at the moment. And one silver eagle at spot at bullion exchanges. Remainder of the tube, 33.87. And, premiums are definitely low on eagles and very low on generic. Nothing new at the U.S. Mint. Still have my green light on. I don't see many people buying here, but I think you should be. I think we could see a 32 handle on silver, like literally by Friday. Or we could maybe dance around the high 28s, but the upside is much greater than the downside, in my opinion, but we are getting no help from industrial metals, so the monetary side has really got to kick in here, and people have to, recognize gold ain't going down, and that does drag silver up, but we don't have that tailwind any longer. One maple at spot at bullion exchanges, remainder of the tube at 32.31 at bullion exchanges. Let's go to a Philharmonic here. Those are 32.15 at bullion exchanges, and multiple spot deals over there. Go ahead and pick them up. Let's see, and at Costco, it was the Silver Eagle that was up this morning. I sent alerts to everybody subscribed, over 600 people on the website now, bestsilvergolddeals.com, so subscribe to that, totally free, and you'll get my alerts. So you're paying, let's see, $669, $670 is about, whoa, man, that is cheap on Eagles. I'm going to do the actual math here, $670. And again, I don't see people buying. Let's see, divided by 20 times 0.9496. The way you get that is a 2% Executive Club membership and a 2% rebate credit card. And you are out the door at $32.16 on Silver Eagles. Spanking new 2024s. Buy as many of those as you want, in my opinion. Okay, nothing up on the gold or the other silver category. Junk is a little over spot over at APMEX. 21.8 times face for quarters here. Not a bad deal, but not spot. And in the kilo category, are we at 1,038? What'd they do? Raise the price on these? That is not the cheapest price on kilos. I got to fix that. You should be able to get a kilo. Well, you'll see when we get to eBay how cheap the kilos get. I'm going to X that deal there. They raised the price on me. Okay, let's see. These Scottsdale Rolos are now up at Scottsdale Mint. 161.57. That's about 32 an ounce for a very, very upscale silver from Scottsdale. Back is not that interesting, but, there you go. Scottsdale throwing up a great deal this morning. And I think they're beating the eBay deal, but we will check that a little bit later. We've got random bars between 30 and 31 an ounce. Let's see. Well, let's just take a quick look at that. It is 305 for any condition random bars. I like the bars they're showing here. I don't know if you'll get those, but 305 is a pretty good deal on 10-ounce bars. 1 ounce rounds, the emoji is 30.52 this morning, and the 1 ounce buffalo is 30.90. Slow website, 30.90 at Kazoo. There's a $5 off coupon there if you want to pick up buffaloes, but not the cheapest buffaloes anywhere. Here we go. 1 ounce buffaloes, 31.51. Those are random. And 5 ounce bullion max deal at spot is still very good. 1 ounce generic bars, 30.91 at SD bullion. Okay, and yeah, let's look at eBay. How about Silver Eagles? Are they lower on eBay? They are 34.20 an ounce before rebates, and if you have the PayPal card or the Amex card that I recommend on my website, you'd be at about 33.20. So not 32, but still cheaper than most of the dealers. Let's see, how about maples? How cheap can we get a maple? $8.20 for a roll of maples, minus 3%. Britannia's $8.14 for a roll, minus 3%. Krugerrand's $8.11, a little pricier today than yesterday. How about junk? Can we get some junk at spot? We don't want the fives. We want the $10 face. 22.4, and you would be at about 23.7, 21.7 times face. That's about a push with that. Let's see, 21.7. Let's check that AppMex deal here. The AppMex deal is it less than 21.7? The AppMex deal is 21.8, so about a push on junk between eBay and AppMex this morning. Okay, back to eBay. What else we got that's worth looking at? Sorry, I'm making you dizzy here. Okay, we still got the Carson Cities and the Peace Dollars. They're slabbed, and for your numismatic collectors. Somebody made the comment the other day that in a recession, numismatics and collector coins typically don't do well, whereas bullion typically does better. I think that is correct. So these prices could come down a little bit if we head into a full-blown recession. And if we don't, they'll continue going up. They kind of go up in fits and starts. But these are good prices, so I wouldn't let that stop me from buying. Okay, in the cheapest kilo category, this is where I'd buy them. You got kilos, you'd be about $9.70 after rebates on eBay, cheaper than that other deal above. And the kookaburra here, these are damaged. You don't want damaged, used, or imperfections. You want them to be BU. So I would go to this 1087 deal. You'd be at about 1050. About 1050 after rebates on a kilo kook if you're buying those. I want you to get the good ones. These tubes of 20, how cheap can they get? We are under 35 an ounce, so that would be about 34 an ounce for a tube of kilo kooks. Always very nice. And 1 ounce rounds. Let's see if we can shine with 1 ounce rounds this morning. 30.73, and then you would take about $100 off, and you'd be at 29.73 this morning, which would be about 50 cents over spot if you're picking up the big deals on eBay. I like these stackables here with the Morgan face if you buy those. And there'll be a little more for a tube of 20. They're going to be about 30 an ounce after rebates for a tube of 20, so the big deal is better. Johnson Matthey bars as cheap as $3.21. I like the vintage bars. And on 100-ounce bars, let's see, not a 20-ounce. 30.55 be about 29.55 after rebates, so about a quarter over spot if you have those good credit cards. Okay, and yeah, I won't linger on the 100-ounce bars. I'm going to keep moving. Maybe we'll look at a Platinum Eagle. Any deals there? $11.29. You would take about $33 off. You'd be under $1,100 on a Platinum Eagle. That's a good deal if you want to stack those collector coins. Now on to gold. 1/10 gold. How cheap can we get it? $2.66 for a Britannia. You would take $7.50 off. You'd be under $2.60 for a 1/10 Britannia. And if you wanted an Eagle, that would be, what kind of Eagle is that? Let's see, $2.79. So you'd be in the low 270s on a 1/10 Eagle. Let's go to the quarter ounce. Cheapest quarter ounce gold, $6.42 this morning, minus rebates. And in the half-ounce category, cheapest half-ounce gold, I would go to, probably go to the Philharmonic here for $12.80. That would be $39 off. You'd be at about $12.40 for a half-ounce Philharmonic. That's a good deal there after rebates. And moving on to the 1-ounce gold, very cheapest 1-ounce gold you can get. I'm going to go to a recognizable coin, and it's probably going to be, oh, what happened? What happened to, oh, I clicked on 1/2. I got to go to 1 ounce. 1 ounce gold, cheapest 1 ounce gold. A little Johnson Matthey bar here, not bad, 24.43. You would be $75 off, would put you well under spot on it. Is that real? JM Bullion, real deal, 24, out of stock. Okay, somebody picked that up. It was under spot. Let's see, 24.62. Mint ID. What a horrible idea. Nobody likes that. Okay, 24.84 for a gold maple. And then $75 off would put you right around spot for a gold maple this morning. That will rival those Costco deals. Not a bad place to buy gold, 1 ounce gold. If you're looking for a eagle, let's see how cheap we can get an eagle. Let's see, 25.40. Is that for real? It is for real, but you're going to add $4 shipping. And that would be 25.44, about 24.74. Nah, not buying eagles this morning. Not there anyway. Okay, in the commemoratives, how cheap can the commemoratives get? You're going to be about 5.80 after rebates for a little less than a 1/4 ounce gold commemorative. That's not bad. And francs, 20 franc coins are 4.78 minus 15 bucks. You'd be at about 4.63. Okay, that is a little less than a 1/4 ounce. No, is that a 0.2? I think that's a little less than 0.2 ounces of gold. Yeah, 0.1867. So the way you do this, you take 478. Let's multiply that times 0.97 to get our credit card rebate. And then you're going to divide it by the fractional gold content, 1867. 0.1867 to get your melt, what you're buying, what you're paying for it. And you're paying 24.83 melt after rebates. But it is fractional, so that's about 50 bucks over spot right there. Okay, let's keep going. The Rolo, let's see how cheap it is over here on eBay. It is 34 an ounce and about 33 after rebates. I think it was a little cheaper directly from Scottsdale, so that is a great Scottsdale deal on these Rolos up above. All right, I won't do the vintage bars. I'm going to get down to the picks of the day here. Support my sponsors, if you will, and buy something from my store, if you like. I don't see anybody buying anything. Everything is dead right now. I'm not sure what the hell is happening. Here is the PayPal credit card I recommend here, and the Amex card I recommend. Definitely both great cards. Okay, and other spot deals from bullion.com, etc. And the picks of the day, we got some new stuff in here. It is an Engelhard blowout day over at Bullion Exchanges. We got vintage Engelhard at 332 for the 10 ounce bars. We got the 5 ounce bars at 354. The poured 5 ounce bars, they're probably going to have the plain back. Okay, but they could screw up, but maybe they'll have some wear. But you know, if your stack is pretty big and you want to add something interesting with a little collector value, that is not a bad price, a straight up price from Bullion Exchanges for Engelhard. You could buy those. You could buy those at $350. Let's see, the 5 ounce coin deal is at $167. That's about $33 an ounce for these 5 ounce coins. They may send you this ATB. I see they're pushing the ATB this morning on their deals. So I think there's a lot of these. What is that? The surrender at Waterloo or something? I don't know. The surrender at oh shoot, I don't remember. British surrender, wherever the British surrender was. You may get some ATBs here. I would definitely try this deal. I would try that if I was buying large quantities of silver this morning. I have a feeling you may get an ATB, but you could easily also get that damn turtle, which is a collectible coin. Just they spot like they don't spot, they tarnish, man. They've really tarnished. Let's see, and I like the Liberty Head deals, both BU and clean, depending on which way you roll. The Kangaroo Gold is a good price. Last time I checked, $24.45, just a hair over spot. I've bought many gold kangaroos over time if you don't want to pay up for eagles. That's a good deal. Okay, you really need, for you stack collectors, this is this is the sweet spot of stack electing, okay? And if you resell, even more so. This dragon is not ugly. This is a pretty decent looking dragon on the Tudor Beast series. It's a 2-ounce sovereign coin. Let me prove it to you here. So there you go. Got King Charles on the obverse. And it's not a bad design. Dragon coins always do well in the aftermarket, and they are only going for $32.80 an ounce. $32.80 an ounce, basically $1.50 more than a silver round. And you can get this sovereign coin, probably cheaper than a Britannia here. And it's going to have collector value. Now, the Tudor Beast series has not turned out like we all hoped, so it's not a Queen's Beast by a country mile. But that would be a decent investment if you lean towards stack electing and you have a place to sell this stuff when this goes back to 40 bucks an ounce. So I would buy these. That's why I have it here in my picks of the day. They have the 2-ounce lib, and they have also added the 5-ounce lib now. I guess they can't sell them. 38 an ounce at SD Bullion for the 5-ounce 2023 Mexican Libertad. And I believe the mintage is a little higher this year. Those of you that figured that out along with me, I was one of the first people to talk about higher mintages for the larger coins. You did not make the mistake of paying $250 for that coin, so good for you. If you did, then you're going to have to wait to get your money back. Okay, I like the very good peace dollars. That's a good deal. And we've got Scottsdale stackers up this morning. I'm not going to go over there. I didn't load it. But if you get over to Scottsdale, the 10-ounce stackers are a pretty good deal over at Scottsdale this morning. Matter of fact, Scottsdale having a number of sales, so check them out. And we got the Zombux Turtle, $34.49. Okay, and how cheap can we get an Engelhard bar? It is over 3,000 again. Price is ramping up a little bit into PCE. You know I like the Una bar. It's right there. They got a bunch of them. And let's see, the Double Eagle is still up, $24.04 for an extra fine Liberty Head Double Eagle. Okay, don't get confused with this being a modern gold eagle. It's an eagle, but it's a Liberty Head Gold Eagle, not a St. Gaudens, so boo-hoo on that. But you know, still decent investment. Pre-33 gold, not gaining the premiums they used to. Now, maybe that means you're buying at a bottom, okay? And maybe those premiums will come back, or maybe not. I don't know. All right, 3 coin dealers I recommend on YouTube. Check them all out. And if you would be so kind as to support my work here, which is totally free to you, well, you get over to the website, subscribe there, and give me a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to these videos if you want to know where the best deals are and where the tidbits are every morning. I'm doing the work so you don't have to very early in the morning. I am not a computer, but I am doing the old scratch and sniff to try to find out stuff that I would buy and I would recommend. All right, but if you get on a new retirement, subscribe and try that free trial. You're going to love that website if you are planning your retirement. And if you're avoiding planning your retirement, then even more reasons to do it. And after we see the stock market sell off here, you may realize it's important to manage your money. Okay, and thank you for the cups of coffee. I do appreciate you, those of you that tithe back a little money when you make some money from my recommendations. You can always buy me a cup of coffee right there. And here's the Gixxon tool. I recommend it. We got other spot deals. And I'm not going to go through the credit cards this morning, except I like the PayPal card, I like the Amex card, but there's other recommendations on the website if you want to check those out. I'm going to go over to JM Bullion for a minute, just because I have a minute to spare here, and find out what they're paying for ATBs. Here they are. What are you paying for ATBs? So if you get those ATBs in the 33s, and they are paying 137 times 2, 36, 37, 27.50. Man, what a ripoff. They're paying $27.50 for ATBs right now, America the Beautiful 5-ounce coins, which not that long ago were going for $40. Now they're paying $27.50. JM Bullion is not paying anything for anything. $29.50 for Eagles. They're paying a quarter over spot for silver Eagles. Market is so soft. This tells me that the bullion dealers are in big trouble, and lack of retail demand is very concerning. There is industrial demand, and contrary to maybe a slowdown in the world economy, I don't expect India and China to stop making solar panels. Solar panels are the solution to part of the energy crisis in the third world. I don't expect them to stop making electric cars. Maybe they won't make as many, and I certainly don't expect them to stop using silver in industry. It's in everything. And if you follow the supercomputer story, the AI story, and how the computer farms need to upgrade, there is a commodity super cycle. You just can't prove it today. So industrial silver is in demand, and the demand is rising. And if you think they're going to replace silver with friggin' glass or something, you are out of your friggin' mind, okay? Whoever's telling you that stuff needs to retire. Silver is absolutely essential in everything we build, and they are not going to find an alternative to it, at least not in our lifetimes, I don't think. And the same thing for copper. And gold, well, gold is a pet rock, okay? Basically, that's the difference between silver and gold. So, I don't know why bullion dealers are always so negative on the bullion market. I think that's BS, and I think they have just been damaged so many times by the manipulation, which I think is real, that they have learned, just like an elephant is tied up first with a chain and it can't get free, and then they reduce that to a rope, and the elephant, tries a little bit and gives up. And finally, they can make a giant elephant stay put with a piece of dental floss, because the elephant has learned that it cannot get away. Well, we will get away from this trap, and silver is needed in our world, and also needed to avoid the impending monetary collapse. And that elephant may stand there forever until it dies. It doesn't realize there's only a piece of dental floss on its foot, and it could actually break free and kill everybody if it wanted to. That is silver, and don't let the negative recency bias of silver dealers put you off on the fact that you are making a good investment here in the future. Right now, we're a little down in the dumps, although I don't know how you can complain about $29 silver. Even though gold has done a little better, how can you complain about silver moving from 22 to 29 and then talk about it, dying on the vine here at this price level? These prices are headed up. And will it be in 3 days, before PCE? Or what is that, 1 day or 2 days? Will it be in 3 months after, Trump kills the dollar? Will it be after 3 years because they've run out of silver and you can't start a mine with the environmental regulations that are occurring, or other countries, in this vein of protectionism that we have going on right now, and higher tariffs and higher inflation for all? Yeah, you're going to help us a lot by putting tariffs on everything. No, that's going to raise the prices of everything. You really think gold is going back, silver is going back to $25? Do you really think that? Is that your bet? Well, I'll take that bet any day of the week, and I think you ought to be buying. All right, there's my rant. I went and did it. But I just hate the big popular channels slamming silver. I just think they've been conditioned over time to believe we can't break free. We are in an uptrend, and it is going higher, okay? If we get a 28 handle today, sue me. No, don't sue me, please. All right, guys. I hope all is well, and I hope you don't forget to buy silver today and gold. But they're both going higher. But my opinion, not financial advice. I'm just a dude on YouTube. Been doing this for 10 years. You know how all the channels are disappearing lately? Well, YouTube revenue is down, okay? The stock market, the tech giants said it's down, everything's down, looks terrible, given discounts. Even Google said nobody's clicking their shit anymore. YouTube revenue is way down. That's why none of the producers are getting paid like they used to. That's why channels are shutting down. It looks like we're headed into recession. And silver and gold typically do good, headed into recession with interest rates plummeting. And I do think temporarily that is the story. At some point, double dip inflation will come back and rates will rise again. But that ain't now. Right now, I think we're in a bull market and I think we're going to see a spike. But the economy is slowing. Okay, we're right at that inflection point where the yields are going to uninvert, the stock market is going to crash, and gold and silver are going to escalate higher. This is the moment in time we're at. If you want to go back and check the charts, definitely go back and check the charts. But this is what we need to take the top off the stock market, and that's when gold and silver explode, and when those yields uninvert. Everybody makes a fortune on their long-term bonds temporarily, and then this is when metals shine. That's just the history. Shoot me if you think I'm wrong. No, don't shoot me. I don't want to get shot. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.